Alright, hello guys, we're going to start here in just a minute, just going to share the link here. Alright. Okay. Alright, we had PCCW Sasquatch earlier, now we're gonna have GSW in your house 4. It's gonna be a 10-match event. Opening match, Austin Theory's gonna be taking on Cody Rhodes. Everything's good. Alright. Okay. Let's see how it goes here.
A-Town.
Let's go!
Oh, block, shoulder block there. Ooh, big bomb right there. Out of nowhere. Oh, works the arm with the key lock for a little bit. Body slams him out of the ring. Now they're fighting on the outside.
3, 4,
Inverted figure 4.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
1, 2.
Oh, the 8th. Oh, he just got critical!
A-Town.
Jeez, Theory with the statement. Not a great start for the pay-per-view, though, evaluation-wise, but... but next match here, since that ended quicker than expected, Wardlow is going to be fighting John Cena. Alright, good. Alright, let's see how it goes. Yeah, there was a lot of ones. I think my favorite though is probably the New Age Outlaws versus the Golden Pharaohs, because the finish of both their guys hitting their finishers at the same time to end it was pretty cool. You don't see it too often.
Okay. Fight.
Oh, powerbomb out of nowhere. Counters out of that. Big lariat. With a Uranagi. Body slam. Oh, we got interference already here. It looks like Danielson coming out down to help out Cena. Big suplex. Wardlow gets double suplexed out of the ring. Power slam. German.
Yes.
Big knee strikes from there from him.
Give up. Give up.
Oh, hits a spear. Punch trading between the competitors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, power, a spine buster.
5 minutes gone.
Counter. Another spine buster. Oh, big, another counter. Oh, another spear. Oh, F10. Goes for a cover.
2, 3.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Jeez. Man, I don't. A couple quick starts right here for GSW here, but this next one should be interesting. Lethal's going against Danielson in the next match here. Oh no, not that. Alright, let's see how it goes here.
Yes, yes, yes. Fight.
Big dragon screw. But yeah, MJF stable so far 2 of 3 tonight. So here's what the pay-per-view is going to be lined up after this. We got the Guns versus Al Snow and Too Cold Scorpio. And then we got Bart Gunn and Vader in a KO match, which is going to be under SWA rules, I assume. Shamrock's going to face Owen Hart in a submission match for the tap-out title. Then we got Kaientai versus Sword for the Trios Championship. Then MJF is going to face Samoa Joe. In the semi-main event, Goldust will face Mr. Perfect. In the main event, Jericho will challenge Jarrett for the GSW Championship. Yeah, a little All Japan action or whatnot.
Give up. Give up.
Counter.
1.
Oh, dodges that diving headbutt. Oh, LaBelle lock.
Give up. Give up.
Flying knee strike.
5 minutes gone.
Yes.
Hi, Devo. Yeah, the give ups always get me.
Yes.
More LaBelle lock
Give
action.
up. Give up. Give up.
Oh. Lethal trying to find. Oh, roll up.
1, 2.
Almost had him there. Got another surprise one there. First couple matches were kind of quick. Oh, LaBelle lock. So it'll be interesting to see if these two can go a little bit longer. More LaBelle lock action.
Give up. Give up. Give up.
Super EA Baseball 4. Yeah, I've been hearing some complaints lately, especially with the Switch port about it. It's a little worrisome. I mean, like I said in the prior streams, like the Slapshot Sean, who's on the Retro Sports Gamer Discord and Campy Discord as well, he has the game and he plays it, so he would know more about that kind of stuff than me. But it is a little concerning to see that from a studio that was known to be like pretty high quality. But the thing is, EA was always kind of there with that studio. It's just, it's after 3 is when they decided to get purchase a more active interest in the company than they had before. So it is a little concerning. But I mean, it's tough when a company goes that long and does all that. I mean, at some point when they get big, every company that gets big enough, they get too big to manage all that stuff. Like, it gets to a point where the quality just dilutes because, oh, LaBelle lock forces Lethal to tap. Danielson gets the win there. I didn't see Lethal pull that many big moves against him. You know, even though it was a longer match, Danielson did manage to fight him off a little bit. Now on to the tag match here with Guns and members of the Job Squad. Every knockdown. Well, the thing is... Well, here's the thing with that Danielson edit that I have. There's the LaBelle lock in game, which its spot is the ground grapple, and I think I have that in both the medium and the strong grapple on the ground like that. I also have a downloaded version for the front grapple as a finish slot that I have that version there as well. We didn't see it in that match, but yeah, like about 3 slots for LaBelle locks. I usually try to do that with submission finishers because it can be very tough to do them consistently in every match like that, like a normal finish. So I usually try to, if it's available, have it as a front grapple move. If it's not, like, really spam it in the ground, because to ensure that he actually does it. I mean, I know there's ways to manipulate the CPU so it can go to that without spamming the slots, but sometimes even that's more difficult than just putting it in the slots. So, but that's something I may tackle at some point, but there's some edits where it's... But I don't think it happens consistently enough to the point where it demands it. But it also depends on if the person who has the wrestler wants to see that occur or not. As well. But yeah, what was it? The guns. Alright, let's see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, I'm not updated on that, but yeah, I mean, it's tough for games nowadays to make it on console because the market's so crowded with the AAA titles that it's hard. I feel like it's hard for indie titles to sneak in there. Yeah. Oh yeah, even with this game, Fire Pro, it was like out like months to a year before it made it on PS4. So yeah, PC titles typically, well, games typically, if they do decide to come out on PC, they usually come out on PC well before console because it's easier to send to, because nowadays you can just put it on Steam. Like, you don't need to make a big production out of it, so it saves up on a ton of time. But with consoles, you have to, like, go through a process, which adds time to it. Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, well, boxing's a tough sport to get going with nowadays because between, like, well, I don't want to say wrestling because boxing still had an audience when wrestling was around, but when MMA became a thing, I think it's like starting with Guitar Hero then going to Rock Band. Like, it's kind of hard to go back to just Guitar Hero when you're already open to Pandora's box for everything else. I'm not saying it doesn't have its merit. It certainly does still, of course. Like, if boxing didn't have merit, it wouldn't be a thing anymore. It'd be dead. But it's really not. It's just, it's hard. Oh, wheelbarrow suplex. No, so customers will buy a game a year away from the release. Yeah, exactly. It's a way to make money early on, because and they can't afford not to because of the way games are now to make. I don't know. To be honest, like, some of the games on this generation I've enjoyed and played the most are games that are like barely take up any space and barely cost any money. Hi Star Fox, how you doing? Sharpshooter there.
Give up. Give up.
Since we got some people active in the chat, I also... Oh yeah! And even though MMA does have that habit of guys waiting like 6 months to a year before having an actual match, they're constantly, like, being active. Like, there's constant UFC MMA shit going on. Boxing isn't like that. And I think that does kind of hurt it in the long run. And I think what also helps, too, is, like a Cassandra versus LAGC match. Well, you have to talk to LJC on that one.
Give up.
Yeah, exactly. And what makes it interesting, too, is that you don't... especially if you're just getting into MMA or UFC, Like, the guys you'll see, like, it's very colorful fights because you got all these different types of fight styles, you got all this different mismatches. I mean, it makes things interesting. And plus, I think, at least to my knowledge, UFC does try to showcase the UFC guys' personalities a little bit, you know, to give people a chance to get invested. Even though they claim they're not like wrestling, I feel like with guys like Conor McGregor and all that, I think they are aware that having a little personality can go a long ways. And I don't know if boxing does it. If it does, I don't know if it does it as well. I think, but overall, I do think boxing would benefit to have a regular, semi-regular event or show throughout the year to kind of build shit up. Because when it does things so few and far between, it can make it really tough for people to, like, get a grasp at it. Because I get why some people may prefer boxing over MMA/UFC, but you still need to find that PFC. Oh, that's easy, Eli. Yeah, he did. I do have to create the ring and all that. Yeah, but that's the thing though, that's what people want to see, and that's where all the struggle's at. But yeah, Eli, PFC, pretty much, like, Debo's in the chat, but, so he kinda, so he can correct whatever, but pretty much he just needed some time off, and he couldn't keep the pace up for, like, doing it like we did. I know, it certainly can come back at some point, but we also came to, like, it also is apparent that even though this game is capable of boxing, there was, when that promotion was formed and the rules we put in place for it, it wasn't the most polished, and a lot of that's on me because I didn't explore the game enough, because if I did, I probably would have put all his shit under the SWA rules, and it probably could have been a bit more boxing friendly and not affect his, like, match evaluation. But after that, we kind of came in agreement that boxing in this game isn't the most, like, oh, snowplow isn't the most, like, efficient way in comparison to what we do. So there might be it depends on Debo how he wants to proceed all that. Although I will say, adding an extra promotion or two would be nice to really showcase more guys, but it's not something we can really force either, because there's been too many situations in the past where we had guys join on a whim and it just didn't work out, and it kind of messed with a lot of things. That's for a cover after a tombstone. Yeah, what it needs like the, yeah, definitely one for sure, Debo. 1, 2. Famouser. Jeez.
1, 2.
Oh, wait. Oh, nice maneuver.
2.
But here comes Hardcore Holly to help out the Job Squad. Yeah, Pride was very big. Pride was a big competitor with UFC, but the big difference with Pride was fixed a lot more often, like wrestling. Even though, and I've heard theories that it was actually being run or controlled by the Yakuza. But despite that,
What does everybody want?
Job Squad get the win. Managed to sneak in a Dragon Sleeper to make the tapping occur. Well, LGC desperately needs a high rating match here. Yeah, that got a 93. Great match. That's gonna help in the long run here. So there might have to be, but like I was talking about, like Debo's promotion, there probably is going to end up being some big changes to that if he wanted to continue. Yeah, exactly. And then when people saw that, they were like, "Oh wow, this is going to be great." And I don't know if USC ever capitalized on the Pride stuff, but a Dream FC, which had some great tournaments in the lighter weights for. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think the problem. The biggest issue with MMA stuff is that because it's real, like fights can end pretty quickly and guys can only fight so often. While wrestling is still an incredibly grueling sport, you don't have to go a long ass time without seeing your favorite guy. And there is, depending on the promotion, there is shit there that can make moments happen. Because even though great matches can have great moments within themselves, having a little story can go a long way. And I think that's why wrestling has endured so well and so big. Is even before the WWE made, or WWF even made it like a huge thing with that kind of vibe. Even before then, even during the territory days, like story was somewhat a priority. Like that was an important thing, even if it was like basic stuff. Yeah, I mean, and maybe it was. Maybe they went and looked into it like, man, this is just a mess. Like, there's no point in like doing. Yeah, yeah, that's the more and more I see those kind of merging stuff, the more and more you kind of realize, you know what, maybe these mergers just shouldn't be a thing. You know, maybe it's, I don't know. I like when you think back to like the whole WWF, WCW, and pretty quickly ECW thing with all that. It was beneficial in a lot of ways in terms of dream matches in some ways, but man, like talk about something that just like they literally could have waited a year and done all that and they would have been better off. They would have had all the pretty much 80% of the key players they wanted right then and there, but they didn't want to wait. They wanted to strike while the iron's hot, and I don't necessarily blame them, but it probably would have been a little bit easier in the long run. But for this, instead of the 3 count, we'll just have it as give up only to guarantee more of a knockdown thing. Other than that, we're just gonna check with the default SWA rules. Yeah, yeah, that is true. The tape library did make a huge, especially in the long run, because if you look at like Peacock now or WWE Network, depending on where you're at, I mean, like not just WCW and ECW, but practically every promotion ever is on there. I mean, there's some exceptions, of course, like Ring of Honor with AEW, and there's some odd indie promotions from back in the day or whatever that isn't, but good chunk of them are. Like, if you want to know wrestling past, present, and future, like, odds are Peacock or WWE, they have it there. So, that is a big thing there. Yeah, even if you're not into the new stuff, you can spend all your time watching the old school shit and you'd be fine. Yeah, probably. Alright, let's see how it goes. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I would love to have more promotions. Because there's a lot of wrestling guys, like a lot of classic names that aren't being used at all. And then there's stuff like the MMA guys or whatever. I mean, just between all that, I just feel like it would make things a little bit more interesting. Although 8 is technically the magic number, we're at 7 right now, but 8 would be the magic number because a lot of things in this game are done in 8s. But it's not something I'm gonna force either. So, but yeah, but if anyone who's watching this wants to partake in this stuff, now's the time, because we're gonna be heading into the off season. That's the time for joining in promotions or whatever, or rejoining in some cases. There is a rule where the person technically has to do YWA stuff first for a bit before considering joining, just to kind of allow them to get the feel for how we run things. But if you know somebody that's in TWN and they can vouch for you, we can let you get past through that, and that's how Hank the Tank joined. Because this type of thing does take a little bit of an active investment to a degree, and not everyone has the time for that, and that's fine. Like, I totally get that kind of stuff, because this stuff is definitely something that you have to be consistent with, because although it's not it's stuff that takes priority over anything super important in life, it is something that it is one of those things where there are times where we need things from people at certain times to get stuff going. So consistent communication can be key. With YWA, you don't need that shit. You can just do whatever you want. Vader hammers there. Brainbuster. Bart's slow to get up. That's 6 count. Oh, a choke slam from Vader. Bart trying to find an opening here. Yeah, it was. Oh, power bomb.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Name Butterbean. Yeah, man. Bart got robbed. Genuinely wins the Brawl for All tournament and gets fucking disrespected. Like, cause that could have been the moment where he got big in his own right in the WWF, like Billy would get later on, but no, because the whole thing was built around Dr. Death winning it all, but because it was shoot, nothing was guaranteed, and they didn't count on. Oh, Vader gets the win. Can't out Butterbean. I got an 86 though, so that's definitely another needed boost there. Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, I get that, but it's a shoot, and it was all voluntary. Like, outside of maybe Dr. Death, who WWF at the time probably kind of shaped it around or whatever. Everyone else volunteered. Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever." I mean, it was a volunteered shoot thing, and I'm sorry, but in that circumstance, anything, it's a Wild West. Anything goes. Like, if it's a shoot, the guys are going all out. There's no guarantees guys are gonna, the guy that they want to, like, do their thing is gonna be able to do their thing. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a shame, a definite shame. But he did make a career out of it. He was successful in Japan. It's just a shame that he wasn't able to replicate it in the States. But a lot of that, 99% of that isn't his fault, though. That's just the company. Where is the tap out? Owen Hart defending it against Shamrock. Alright, let's see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, he's the only one that benefited out of the whole thing, and he didn't become a wrestler or anything. He didn't even join the WWE for anything, or F or whatever. Yeah, everyone got screwed because Steve Williams, he got hurt, so WWF, I think they did use him eventually at some point with JR or whoever, but not to the point where they planned. I mean, when it comes to American wrestling, Dr. Death is the biggest miss because 3 promotions took a chance on him. It's kind of sad that out of the 3, the UWF or whatever it was did the most with him in a decent way. That's kind of a weird thing to think about, because WWF barely did shit with him. WCW barely did shit with him. Yeah. Oh man. You know what? It doesn't get enough credit because because when people think of the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson wrestling rivalries, they always think of Stone Cold first, and I think at a reasonably close second, Mick Foley or Mankind. But I don't think a lot of people give credit to Shamrock for giving The Rock a good rival to start things off, because he didn't rival, because before Austin, Shamrock was his main opponent, which was important for both because it benefited Shamrock greatly. And it definitely benefited The Rock. And it's one of those mixes where I think what made it work the most was their attitudes. Because The Rock was a shit talker and Shamrock was no nonsense. And I think that just blended really well with each other. And they both were in their athletic prime. So I think it ended up working a lot better than people would think. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to think about proper rivals with The Rock. I mean, Triple H is another big one too. That's one that's easy to forget, that he had a big, like, his feud with Triple H pretty much drove WWF in 2000. It's kind of ironic that WWF's best year on record and Austin's gone for like 90% of it. Oh, Northern Lights. For an atomic drop. Oh, countered out of that. Big smash off that low grapple. It is kind of interesting, like during Owen's late run in the company, he feuded with a lot of like MMA, UFC kind of guys, like Blackman, Severin, and all that. It was kind of interesting to see him do that because he was really the main guy in Shamrock. He fought with Shamrock quite a bit too. Like between those three guys of Blackman, Severin, and Shamrock, Owen was kind of the main opponent between the three, which is really interesting to see that because out of the four, he was the one that was most wrestling driven, you would think. But it is interesting to see that him go that route, given like his wrestling style and the way he does stuff. Because all three of those guys outside of Owen weren't really a talky bunch. They were definitely more in-ring driven. Yeah, that the inverted pile driver, that changed everything.
Give up.
Because before then, Austin still used, even though he was still a brawler, like he still did his technical shtick, like he did earlier in his career. That's something that's very easy to forget. Oh, Jared coming down to interfere. Oh, sharpshooter on the concrete.
14,
Shamrock might be counted out here.
16, 17,
Oh, wow.
19, 20.
Oh, he couldn't get in time. Shamrock just legit got screwed. It's not even funny. Oh my god. 79's not bad, but yeah. Owen retains. Such an Owen win. Woo. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of raw because I'm watching Reliving the War right now, and the theory right now during it is that Owen is working with Jarrett, so it's kind of ironic to see that happen here. Next match is Kaientai versus the Sword. It's for the trios title. Shamrock screwed Shamrock. Yeah, man. You know, it's the thing about Vince McMahon that sucks is that on one hand, like, what his shtick is a big driving force right now from what I've been seeing in Reliving the War. It's so good with everything. I think what made WWF end up winning it, another factor why WWF ended up beating WCW is that even though they weren't like simple, they didn't overthink things. They didn't try to squeeze in a cajillion matches. They didn't have big ass armies of stables or anything like that. They kind of kept things simple. You know, the big driving force of that whole time period was a worker and boss rivalry, which is something legit every hot-blooded American or anyone in general can relate to. You know, and I think that's what made it so successful was that they just took the simple shit and they just executed really well. And they just knew when to do shit. They knew when to, like, have the big matches on TV and when to have them on pay-per-view. They just knew how to do it. And WCW, they just couldn't get the timing down on anything. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they gave so much power to the wrestlers. Like, in WWF, that wasn't an issue for 90% of the guys. Like, outside of a select few, it was Vince's word. It was his say-so. Whatever went, if you liked it or not. And even if it didn't always yield to the best results, it got shit done. You know? It just sucked later on where, you know, he did some... but keep in mind, I don't agree with every single thing the guy did at all. Like, in fact, I probably would disagree with him more than agree with him. But when he was right, he was right. Kaientai, that's where it was. I mean, for example, like, I disagree on his approaches to the... Really, in my opinion, his two biggest mistakes was the Montreal Screwjob and how he handled the event with Owen Hart. Those, I think, were his two biggest mistakes, and he made a lot of them. And I think they were the biggest because he did all those decisions on a fear of something that was never going to happen. And especially with the Owen Hart thing. The Montreal thing, I get why he did that, even though I don't agree with it. I did get it. The Owen thing, I don't know. It's such a weird thing to think about. It's such a weird situation, and it's very... At the end of the day... baseball tonight. Actually, no, I'm not. This is the second stream. This is going to be the last stream for the night. Baseball is an interesting thing right now because I still gotta, because the approach is gonna be a very different, because we just did the test franchise mode. That was kind of a test. We're gonna restart it, but under like new sim and new adjustments to the rules within the game, and it's gonna be kind of it's going to be something similar to what we do in, like, Fire Pro, but more use of, like... But not quite, because it is a different game than Fire Pro, and a different sport. Alright, we're all set here. Let's get this going. Like, for example, Slapshot wanted to partake in it, so I gotta create and add his team, and I gotta do all that. And we're gonna be at 5. There's just a lot of stuff, and I gotta make a lot more room on my schedule. Because Fire Pro takes a lot of time, and YWA is going to be going through a big transitional period. I feel like I said all the time with YWA stuff. It's a very experimental thing, in general. But it's going to become a thing that's not going to be done very often. Like maybe weekly in the pay-per-view. Every month, maybe an extra one every now and then. Kind of what we were doing prior, but it's not going to be as focused, mostly because this right here, TWN stuff, is such a big thing now that I just don't really think that I don't think it'd be proper to overshadow that with anything else Fire Pro related. But at the same time, I do want to make room for streaming other sports and doing other cool projects and stuff. Like some stuff I've done in the past and stuff that I want to try in the future. And it's kind of hard to do that when you have 500 Fire Pro projects. It just is. And that's an exaggeration, but there's only so much time in the day. But to answer your question, if I haven't yet, not tonight, but I do plan on going back to Super Mega Baseball 3 some point soon. I just need to make time to re-kick things up a little bit, because I do want to, because I do want to give other people a chance to maybe partake in it if they want to. Because there's some people that just want to partake in it in a loose degree, and there's some people who want to partake in it in more of a managerial like thing. So it is one of those things where it's something that it's uncharted territory. I will say though, that does remind me, I don't know if I said it yet, but tomorrow, the plan is IGW City Shakedown. That's going to be the one. I was going to do the GSW TWL crossover pay-per-view if DPS wasn't ready with FTOA stuff, because he said he was going to do a pay-per-view before stuff, but it got me thinking that I have to set up YWA League Open stuff, and everyone's gonna be in it that's in YWA. It's gonna be the same format as last year, but like what we did with the YWA draft earlier, I think what I'm gonna do tomorrow along with that pay-per-view is do a live random draft stream event for the 4 brackets that we're gonna do with the guys. So that's what we're gonna do with that, and and it'll also be kind of a pseudo Q&A thing as well. So if anyone has questions or anything, you know, I could answer them there. And not just about Fire Pro stuff, but anything in general. Just because I don't do streaming vlogs in general, or streaming vlogs in general that often anymore, because I spend so much of my time focused on stuff like this. Oh, big knee strikes in the corner there. Claudio gets tagged in. Oh, crossface.
Give up. Give up.
One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Give up.
But yeah, so that's going to be the plan tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to do the pay-per-view first or the draft first. It depends on the timing of everything. Because I do want to give people a chance to see the pay-per-view, but I also want to give people a chance to see the draft as well. Because I know everyone's mostly active later on in the day. So, but we'll just go with the vibes of things, I guess, the pacing of the day. DDT. But yeah, but like I said, it's definitely a balancing act because I like everyone that's been on this channel knows that I have quite a few consoles and games, but I haven't been able to explore them as much as I would like because, well, my strength and expertise when it comes to this stuff is really, and the whole goal of the channel is to begin with was always something that was community driven, something that people did shit together. That was always the main thing with the channel. It's just the media I thought was going to be in was different than what it ended up being, but that's the story of every YouTuber ever. Ooh. But it is something I like to do. It's just, oh, Suzuki pile driver. It would be nice to, I think that's the thing too. Like, I think if I was able to find, like I said, more people with promotions and stuff, it would oh, a critical. Claudio is just critical. Man, you guys are lucky all these criticals are happening just before Season 6, because if they were happening during that time, then you guys would have to restart all your plans. But yeah, the Sword's down one guy there, so they're going to have to try to retain without their use here. Oh, super kick there, goes for a cover.
2.
Oh, cutter.
Yeah. Yeah.
A frog splash on the back there. Another frog splash with the cover.
2.
Ooh, almost had him. Oh, a headlock driver.
20 minutes gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
A falcon arrow on the concrete.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Chaos right now. Brainbuster. I think Taka just got tagged in here. Spinebuster. Another Spinebuster. Oh, butterfly suplex.
Yep.
Michinoku driver.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, they get the win. Got new trios champs. A full 98. Wow. Big match there. Yep, new champs, exactly. Next match here. We got a few left here. MJF versus Samoa Joe will be next here. This is gonna be an interesting one here. Okay, 20, yep. Alright, let's see how it goes here.
Fight!
Body slam to start things off for MJF.
Give up.
Ooh, right on the fingers. Power slam with the cover.
Give up. One.
Big suplex.
One. Ha! 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 Ha!
Oh, MJF thrown in the corner. Counter. Oh, the Heat Seeker pile driver.
5 minutes gone.
Give up.
Lion Tamer
Give up.
there.
Give up.
Oh, Wardlow coming down to help out MJF. Oh, right in the back. Oh. Oh, right in the face. Oh. Big kick there.
Ah!
Right to the salt of the earth.
Give up. Give up.
Oh, crossroads. Goes for a cover.
2.
Oh. Underhook backbreaker.
Ah!
10 minutes gone.
Oh, salt of the earth again.
Give up.
Oh, it's Mojo Tabs. Big win for MJF there. Next match, Goldust will be facing Mr. Perfect. Let's see how this one goes here.
Fight!
I counter with the double axiom from Goldust. Hip press. Oh, look at that athleticism into an inverted atomic drop. Oh, countered. Gourd Buster. Runs to a drop toe hold. Counter again.
Give up. Give up. Give up.
Oh, right into a scissor sleeper. Oh, the neck snap.
Give up. Give up.
Neck breaker.
Units gone.
Countered out of there. Oh, Shamrock's coming down. Looks like he's gonna help out Mr. Perfect here. Domino stretch.
Give up.
Belly to belly slam. Oh, director's cut on Shamrock. Bulldog. Oh, perfect flex.
2.
Oh, almost had him. Takedown.
1.
Oh, Goldust bionic elbow.
1, 2.
Oh, drop kick out of the ring.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh, final cut.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Both men grab chairs.
1,
Ooh.
2.
Oh, we got more interference. Oh, here comes Cody to help out Goldust. Oh, Goldust taps! He puts him in a prison lock. Wow, you don't see that attacks like that too often after the match. Got an 85. Alright, now for the championship, and the main event here is going to be on the line. Jeff Jarrett's going to be defending against Chris Jericho. See how it goes.
Fight!
A little counter grappling there to start things off. Jarrett recently won this title against Samoa Joe at the TWN King's Ransom event. That was a big counter there.
Give up.
Drop kick. Into an arm bar.
Yeah.
Pile driver from Jarrett. Big snap suplex.
Okay, baby.
For a cover, only gets one. Oh. Big suplex lands Jarrett out of the ring. Jericho decides to catch his breath.
Give up. Give up. Give up.
Jericho breaks out a sleeper. Ooh. Lion Tamer.
Give up. Give up. Okay, baby. Give up.
Another sleeper here.
Give up. Give up. Yeah.
Big Enziguri. Oh, the stroke.
1, 2.
Oh, 2.9. Almost had him.
Yeah.
Oh, little double underhook bomb.
Give up.
Lion Tamer.
Give up. Give up. Yeah.
Hits it again. Oh, counter. But the foot's on the ropes. Face crusher. Lion Tamer.
Give up. Give up.
Just trying to reach for the
Give up.
ropes.
Give up.
Oh, a pedigree. Oh, counter in DDT. Looks like it's going for Northern Lights. Code breaker. Goes for a cover.
2.
1, 2. Another code breaker. Goes for another cover.
2.
Oh. Oh, DDT. Another pedigree. Oh, the stroke again.
1, 2.
Oh. Punch chop trading. One hug power bomb with a Lion Tamer, and he taps. Jericho wins the title. Alright, now I'm gonna do some calculating here and see how GSW did for this one here. So this pay-per-view got an 81 this time around. It's tougher to get high numbers on the 10 match pay-per-views. Yeah, those early couple matches were pretty rough. That really hurt the average in the long run. If they were able to get to at least in the 70s, it definitely would have made an impact. But it is what it is. A lot of criticals in the last couple streams, which I'm kind of surprised at, but you know, it happens from time to time. Like I said, streaming schedule wise, tomorrow will be IGW CD Shakedown. Unless DPS is ready for his pay-per-view, I'm probably gonna end up doing that the League Open draft and the Q&A thing stream, which will be kind of vlog style, so you will see my face and whatnot. Saturday will be, if not FTOA, will be the collaboration pay-per-view of Star Fox and LJC. I don't know if there'll be 2 streams that day. It's hard for me to say. But yeah, we're gonna be getting close to the Grapplecade pretty soon. Probably sometime either late this weekend or early next week will be when we do the playoffs for the season. So definitely something to keep an eye out on. But outside of that, guys, that's gonna do. It's kind of interesting how the last stream was 8 matches and it was about the same length as this. But it goes to show you how match length and booking can make a difference in length. But outside of all that stuff, guys, that's going to do it for this one here. Thanks for watching. In case you guys wanted to chat with anyone at the Campy Company, you didn't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. First one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that in the About page / About section of our channel. We also have a community tab in our channel as well. You can access that anywhere at any time. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.